views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I want to welcome you to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. Thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on. It is so great to be connected with all of you. What I want to say to all of you right now is if you do not have our call-in number for the show today, please let me give it to you. 1-800-930-2819, toll-free. Why? Because we have got Psychic World, Paranormal Pets with John G. Sutton and Countess Starella joining us here today. So we're going to be taking your calls. And for those of you out there that have questions or trying to reach us and you're at work and you're like, I can't call in, you can go to the drpatshow.com or transformationtalkradio.com. On the right-hand side, you can ask your question over there. And we will get rocking and rolling with the show today. Let me give a shout-out to Mr. Benny. Hello, Mr. B.
Hey, Pat. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. This is my 5-hour day of radio, so I really love today. Started off with Mr. Fire, Dr. Joe, earlier today, and now I get to talk to John G. Sutton and the Countess Starella, internationally acclaimed clairvoyants, both of them. If you've ever heard the show, Psychic World, if you ever heard it, it's on Wednesdays. We're going to give you a lot of information about that. Wednesdays, of course, for those of you out there, if you listen to the show, you can find it on Transformation Talk Radio. I was listening to the show, and I was scratching my head a little bit last night when I was listening to, John and the Countess last night. And I was thinking, oh, my gosh, how did they know that about these people? How does he know that? And I could hear one of the listeners on the line laughing. And now I can't remember what it was about. But anyway, I could hear her laughing about it. And what John and the Countess were talking about, I mean, honestly, it was so out of, if you're not psychic, you would be thinking, how did he come up with this? I don't know if it was about Larry King or something like that. But I'm listening to the show, and I'm thinking to myself, are you bleeping kidding me? And this is what they do. This is why they are the world's leading clairvoyants. And that's why we love having them on the show today. That's why we love their show. Today we're going to talk about, I love this, Psychic World, Paranormal Pets. Now, how do I relate to this? I do relate to this. I relate to this in a really strange way. Maybe I'll get to tell a little story. But right now, what I want to say, John is the best-selling author of Psychic Pets, published in the U.S. by Scholastic and featured on Walt Disney program. And you know what? This is so very, very cool. And also the Animal Planet channel. But he's joining us here today in the Countess. Love to hear from all of you about your paranormal pets. What do we mean when we say paranormal pets? Or any other matter you want to call into the show and talk about as we all get to use and develop our psychic powers. Amazing opportunity to speak with Britain's leading psychic, John G. Sutton, and his fabulous rock star co-host, the incredible Countess Starella. This is a fabulous show. We're going to talk with them a little bit about what this means about pets. We're going to introduce you again. But here's what I want to say for those of you out there that have already started to ping me. The phone lines, yes, they're open right now because Mr. Benny's going to be very, very busy. You want to call in for an on-air live reading to get insight, inspiration, and you may have to do a little something with your life, so that's perspiration. 1-800-930-2819. John, Countess, thank you for joining me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting us. It's wonderful to be back.
Good to be here. Glad to be a part of this interesting journey.
No kidding, right? So let's talk a little bit about paranormal pets, John, for a minute,
okay.
if you could. You know, what is that? What does that mean? And, you know, what we're alluding to here is the fact that pets may have some psychic powers. Do they?
Well, in my experience, not all pets have got paranormal powers. Obviously, there are some that are more gifted than others, but pets have got souls as pets have got spirits, exactly as we have. And in my experience, there are certain pets that are extremely psychic, and when they pass from this world to the next, they maintain their personality exactly as we maintain our personality, because it's a standard rule of physics that energy cannot die. So people who have been very close to their pets were writing to me just over 20 years ago, telling me that they'd seen visitations of dogs and cats that they'd had. And one lady even wrote to me and said that she'd seen a visitation from, she had a parrot that died from some disease or other, but she went into a room one day and the parrot was sat where it had always been sat, at the side of her chair. Of course, it couldn't have been because the parrot had passed many years ago. Now, if we say that everybody is suffering from delusions and illusions and that they're crazy, how can this possibly be? These are normally sensible, sentient individuals who are reporting exactly what they're seeing. If I'm speaking to you over the air, I mean, I know that I'm speaking to Dr. Pat.
Mm-hmm.
So why, if I'm speaking to my father or see my father who was passed many years ago, or one of my pets that had passed, would that not be equally true? To me, it would.
Yeah.
And a very strange thing happened. It's about 7 years ago now. My pet had died, and my wife said to me, "John, you know you've got to have your hair cut. It's getting ridiculously long." And I said, "I'm not having my hair cut. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I mean, I just never even bothered looking at my hair, you know." And she said, "Well, I'm going to take a photograph of this and show you just what a mess you look." So she took a photograph of me, virtually in the same position I am at the moment, sat at my desk. And when we developed the photograph, when we opened the file, instead of seeing just me sat there at the computer, there was a vision captured by the camera of my dear departed pet dog called Sutty Dog. And it was as if the dog had materialized at the side of my hair. And my wife she came in and she said, "I just can't believe this. How has this possibly happened?" And since that time, we've seen many visions of Sutty Dog around the house because she hadn't long passed. And indeed, I had another dog. And in fact, I've used that photograph on the front of my book, which is called Paranormal Pets. And if anybody is interested, they can have a look. It's on Amazon, or you can have a look on my website, psychicworld.net, and you'll see that image of Sutty Dog materializing in my hair. And I defy anybody to tell me that that's a trick, because my wife wouldn't know the first idea how to play tricks with a camera or Photoshop or anything. She's never booted a computer up in her life. She's booted me a few times, but not the computer. What do you think? What do you think, Countess?
I'm with you. These visitations are absolutely amazing. My favorite is my great-grandmother's monkey named Robespierre, who has appeared to several family members through these years. He was a circus monkey, and he was so full of life. And then one of our part wolf, part shepherd dogs, called the Wolf Queen, has many times spoken to us. Yes, they have souls. Yes, they're around us. And sometimes I feel they choose to reincarnate as a different life form just for fun.
Can I ask you guys a question about this? Because this is really, I had this conversation with someone. So I had a collie for 13 years, Travis, right? Had this collie for 13 years. Amazing. Actually, the collie was not supposed to really live. As a small puppy, 13 weeks old, took him to the vet. The vet says, oh, my God, he already has hip dysplasia. You're lucky if you're going to get 5 years out of him. Well, okay, love goes a long way. 13 years passes, and all of a sudden, okay, he's no longer with me, right? However, I move over to Green Lake here in Seattle, and all of a sudden, this black cat that's not mine, lived in the corner, kept coming to the house. When I pull up in my car, she would come and act like a dog. She would come, and what I found out later, she wasn't really cared for by the neighbor, and she actually became part of the family because I cared for her during the day. Couldn't have her in at night, but I did care for her. But I could swear she was more like a dog. And I'm just wondering, is that maybe like, was it possible Travis could come back like that?
Yeah.
No, spirits can enter into human bodies, or they can enter into animal form. Very often spirits do use birds to watch over us. Have you had any experience of that? What do you think about that, Countess?
Well, I am a real bird fancier because one of the grandmothers raised and rescued birds, and we always had them around, and now I see them as beautiful omens and connected to the souls of the departed, and I find birds, my whole house is filled with birds and feathers, and I'm very attached to them, especially peacocks. And sometimes our little totem spirit follower animals appear in these forms, too. And my newest one is a little baby owl who's decided to come visit me. Adorable.
Wow.
Can I just take you back a little in time, Pat?
Why don't we do this, John? Why don't we go to break? Because I want the whole story out here. Why don't we go to break, and then I'd love for you to take me back in time. And okay. Susan, Jackie, John, we're going to get to the phone. Stay with us. We've got a great show right here because John G. Sutton joining us here today, the Countess Starella. We're going to give you lots of information about them. We're taking your calls. We're taking your questions, and John's going to take me back. Stay tuned, everyone. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the show.
Get inspired. Create the life you desire with internationally known radio host and motivational speaker, Sue London. Sue inspires millions of people to overcome difficult or traumatic situations in their lives. People feel hope, courage, and are ready to move forward after hearing Sue speak. Book motivational speaker Sue London for your next event at AskSueLondon.com. That's AskSueLondon.com.
Grateful patients have been saying it for 25 years. When in pain, see Dr. Thane. Dr. Thane of Wellness One of Bellevue has been named one of the nation's top chiropractors by the Consumers Research Council of America, and for good reason. He has helped his patients recover their energy and vitality after car accidents, sports injuries, herniated discs, fatigue due to stress, the list goes on. The website is bellevue.wellness1.net. When in pain, see Dr. Thane. That's bellevue.wellness1.net.
Do you ever wonder why you feel off balance and out of focus most of your life? Would you like to have an aha moment every day? The Michelle Bond Show, Awaken to a New Reality, will empower you to feel wonderment every moment of every day. This hit show provides healthy, empowering knowledge and information which gives hope to everyone from the healthy to the health challenged. Get ready to restore and maintain your wholeness, mind, body, and spirit through learning the latest complementary and alternative healing modalities. Your new reality will introduce you to an unlimited world of possibilities with the gumption to take epic action for your life. This call-in show with wholeness coach Michelle Bond will give you insight to a wide range of topics, from nutrition to lifestyle choices to manifesting your wildest dreams. Tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Tap into your I am energy to discover who you truly are and who you always have been. Dawn Smith offers a simple yet profound and life-changing way to discover your I am energy that is hidden beneath the toxicity caused by choices we made consciously or unconsciously prior to today. This internal perfection is not an idea, a theory, or some vague notion or concept. On the contrary, it is beyond the grasp of the brain and its intellectual interpretations, as it lies deep within the language of our hearts. Visit iamenergy.ca.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Benny, I bet you're super busy right now, right?
I was doing okay. It's actually, Taylor's got my back today.
Good for Taylor. Well, we're John G. Sutton joining us here today, the Countess Starella. We're going to go to the phones in a minute. John, you were saying before the break you wanted to take me back a little bit, but what I would love for each of you to do before we do that is let's let people know how they can find out more about each of you. And, of course, we'll let them know about your fabulous hit show on Transformation Talk Radio. So what's the best way to get a hold of you, John, and then you, Countess?
The best way to get hold of me is through my main website, which is psychicworld.net, or you can capture me on aranum.com. But the best way is through psychicworld.net, and there's a method there. You can send me an email, john@psychicworld.net, and I'll be delighted to hear from you.
Awesome. And, Countess, how about you?
Or me, CountessStarella.com, or the wonderful world of Oranum, where I appear every day.
I love this. Okay, John, you wanted to take me back. I'm very excited.
Well, I want to take you back to when you lived in New York, yeah?
Oh, yes.
I want to take you back to when you lived in New York, because I'm sure that's where your dog wants to be.
Mm.
You have particular memories of this.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah. Particular memories of this. Did you used to take the dog into Central Park?
I didn't, because mostly we spent our time in New Jersey. But I will tell you that I lived in a place that was very park-like.
It's like a park, you see.
Yep. And I have to tell you, I'm one of the few people that actually got to move that dog to a property that had 4 acres. So it does look like Central Park.
It does look like Central Park, yeah, it does, yeah. But in this particular place where you went, there was a specific tree that this dog would go to.
Mm.
A specific tree, because it has memories of this specific tree, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And at times, I mean, did you change its name sometimes? I know you said its name was Travis.
Travis, yeah. I don't know if I actually did change his name at times, but I will tell you that he had a personality where the name in itself would change its meaning depending upon how I said it. Imagine a dog that looks like Lassie.
All right, I can see that, yes.
Yeah.
A wonderful dog, but extremely intelligent, this dog.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely intelligent. It knew its way in and out, and it knew all around you, yeah? And at times you often talked to this dog, and you really should still do that, Pat.
Mm.
You should still speak to the dog, because the dog is around. Just say hello now and again, just when it comes into your mind, because the dogs, in a way, in the spirit world will come through just the same way that spirits come through.
Mm.
They'll come through and they will communicate with you on a telepathic basis. That's what we're doing when we speak to our pets. We are communicating with them telepathically and sending visions because obviously they don't really have language as we have language, but they communicate on a telepathic basis. And when people tell me that they're talking to the cats, talking to the dogs, talking to the birds, they are projecting telepathically messages and images to those animals. And I do believe that you are very close to your dog and still are, and that the telepathic communications are still coming through. And I still pick up that he thought you were speaking to him in many different ways, and he is around at this moment. And did you teach him some tricks to roll over or something?
I think that I have to tell you what you're talking about is a dog that is exactly like you described. He actually was the boss of me.
Right.
He was the boss of me. He would go on hunger strikes for any length of time so that I could sit down on the floor and put the food in my hand so he would eat it.
Right.
Right. He was truly a personality. I mean, I don't know how to describe this except to say that, I've had a lot of dogs in my life, and clearly there's an energy about him. He really had a human energy. Does that even make sense when I said that, a human energy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Countess, do you see what I'm trying to say? Like a human energy. That sounds strange, but he did. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, does the name Ben mean anything around you?
Well, there's Benny, of course.
Oh, Benny.
Thank you.
Right, that's Benny, yeah.
Benny and I actually have a mutual pet in common. It was a fish.
Really?
I gave my fish to Benny.
Benny's must have been talking to this fish.
Well, there was a hermit crab, too, for a little while, too, but we don't know what happened to him.
There was a hermit crab, too, that went in with the fish. I mean, that's a whole other story.
Wasn't he Krusty?
I had a go. Yeah,
Krusty the crustacean?
Krusty the crustacean was the little crab we put in with the goldfish. By the way, the goldfish started out as 1-inch long goldfish, and I had to let it go because I moved. And by the time I gave it to Benny, the fish was a foot long. Right, Benny?
Oh, yeah, he was gargantuan.
Gargantuan. And it's like, what happened to the fish? What happened to this goldfish? Somebody said that it wasn't a goldfish. So that's another story right there.
I thought it was a carp.
I know. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. Yes. Yeah.
And that's the pet that you and Benny have in common, yeah?
We have that in common because Benny was very gracious to be able to, take the goldfish and care for the goldfish because I moved to a place that was too small for the goldfish.
That must have been a small place if fish couldn't get in.
Oh, my God.
Your bath.
Oh, I'll tell you, this was a whole journey. Well, why don't we do this? We've got some people waiting to chat with you. Mr. Benny, would you like to, could we go to the phone?
Would love to do that. Let's take John. He's calling in from Renton.
Hi, John.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
How can we help you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're all here, John.
Well, you're talking about pets, but I feel pretty stagnant right now. I feel like a ball of energy, and the universe really smacked me around last year, and I'm not really sure what it was trying to tell me. Does that make sense?
The universe was trying to tell you. Yeah, well, we all have our lessons to learn in life, and very often when the going gets tough, that's when you're actually making some real progress. Yeah. So no matter how hard it might seem, you're not being given anything that you cannot handle. The spirit world always give you what you can handle, and you come through this a far stronger person. People often say to me, "How would you define success?" Well, success means many things to many people, but to me, it means being able to get up off the floor when you've been knocked down and start again, which I do. I've done many, many times. So really, you are going to do this, and that's what you've been done. Do you know a place called Cloverdale?
No.
Can I hear something about clover Cloverdale, yeah, which is in the USA somewhere, which I feel is going to mean something to you in the future. There's going to be some connection there. There's also going to be an improvement in your finances, which has been part of the problem. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess. More of the problem is I was diagnosed with leukemia last year. My wife and I separated, and then my dad passed away, and that all happened in about a 6-week period.
Oh, well, that really was a kicking. That was it not? But you've pulled yourself through.
Yeah, I made it through. I knew that I just had to be strong for the people that count on me and for me. But I just don't feel like I have all this energy, an actual energy that I can, it's not Reiki, but it's there, and I use it to help people. But it doesn't seem like, it seems like there's more there that I should be doing that I'm not, and I was kind of hoping maybe you saw something that I haven't quite seen yet.
Well, as I say, what you're given is there to teach you a lesson. Now, if you manage to pick yourself up from all that, then obviously you are going to have to help other people, because all the best psychics, all the best healers, all the people that help others in the world have been down there and experienced it. That's why people who are counselling have often had traumatic experiences themselves. And what I would actually recommend, highly recommend, is that you look at doing something like a counselling course to help other people. And you don't have to do it full-time. If you check on your local college, they will be running part-time counselling courses, because once you've experienced that, you've experienced bereavement, you've experienced breakup, you've experienced the trauma of a terrible illness, and you're pulling yourself through, then you can really help other people. Do you get what I'm saying?
I completely. Thank you.
Right. Would you like a word with Countess?
Hello, John, darling. We are sending you healing, love, and light. You're in a phase of exploration at this time, networking with other successful healers and people who are, on the edge of the cosmic world. This, I also feel, will bring you some opportunities to use this talent. Somehow you have survived, and you're going to be coming out of limbo over these next 2 or 3 months. We are sending you all kinds of love and encouragement. Keep at it, John. You're on the edge of a breakthrough where you can really use your gifts. Good luck,
you people are all wonderful, and peace, love, and gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get right to the phones. We got a little music here, too, as well. John G. Sutton joining me here today, along with the Countess Starella. Psychic World, Paranormal Pets, that's what we're talking about, or anything else you want to chime in on. For those of you that are on the phone lines waiting, we will get right to you right after this break. You're listening to the Dr. Pat Show and TransformationTalkRadio.com. Oh, I got to take a breath. We'll be right back with the show.
How your son? He made the team this year? He said he wasn't tall enough.
All the glitter is not gold.
ACT, Advanced Cell Training, is a restorative healing process created by Gary Blyer to address the body malfunctions that contribute to illness. This breakthrough learning program teaches health insights and principles, strategic integration of both traditional and alternative modalities, while clients train their own bodies to heal themselves. Visit AdvancedCellTraining.com. That's AdvancedCellTraining.com.
Where do you desire to go in life? How do you plan to get there? Are you only looking outside yourself for the answers? What if you use your soul's wisdom to lead the way? So what is the soul, and how do you access its wisdom? Soul Suitcase with Victoria Cohen will unpack these questions and help you tap into and trust your own inner voice to solve everyday problems. Your Soul Suitcase is a treasure chest of wisdom inside you waiting to be discovered. Listen to Soul Suitcase on TransformationTalkRadio.com and discover how awakening to your inner voice transforms your life.
Are you ready to give your home a fresh look but don't want to do the work? Help is a phone call away. Kathy's Handy is a full-service general contracting company specializing in home improvement, remodeling, and repairs. Kathy's Handy are specialists in kitchens, baths, fireplace makeovers, and finish carpentry, and they partner with other amazing specialty subcontractors needed to complete any job. Friendly, energetic, and dependable with an impeccable reputation to get the job done while keeping you as comfortable as possible during the transformation of your home is the hallmark of Kathy's Handy. Call Kathy now for a free estimate. 206-715-8126. That's 206-715-8126. And visit kathyshandy.com for a complete view of possibilities for your home.
What's getting your attention as physical pain or illness? Have doctors been unable to help? Consider an intuitive healing session with Christy Borst. Amazing things happen every day, sometimes with jolting awareness, and sometimes with subtle shifts aided with Christy's divine healing gift. Release that which no longer serves you. For more information and to contact Christy, visit healingresonance.us. That's healingresonance.us.
Cancer is complex. Chemotherapy is no longer just enough. You need doctors with an integrative, holistic approach supporting you. Your immune system, emotions, and healthy cells need all the help they can get through nutrition, immunotherapy, IV vitamin C, and more. At Holistic Medical Center, you find it all. Dr. Darvish, the medical director, is the only doctor in Washington formally trained in integrative cancer therapies. Visit Dr. Darvish at drdarvish.com. That's drdarvish.com.
I was dreaming of a big fat tree. I was climbing, there was you and me. When we got to the top, what do you think we could see? It was a big fat tree.
We saw flowers, birds in the sky, children laughing to a lullaby. There was peace at last for you and me at the top.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome back, John G. Sutton, the Countess Starella. John, you are a musician, and you just played a little bit of that song. I wonder if we could hear more of that. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the big fat tree, my grandson was staying with us. We have a little place in the Lake District in Cumbria in the United Kingdom. And he woke quite early one morning on a Sunday. I said, "What were you up early? Well, what is it?" He said, "I've been having a dream." I said, "Well, tell me a little bit about your dream." And he said, "I was dreaming of a big fat tree." I said, "That's wonderful." I said, "Let's sit down and write about your dream." And he told me that he'd been dreaming of climbing this tree and what he could see. And I wrote it all down and turned it into a poem. Then I sent it to my friend in America, who's Dr. Lois J. Barine. And I said, "I think this might be a song." And indeed, she turned it into a song, recorded it with a musician called Jack Wiltz, who works with Jackson Brown. And they recorded it with a choir of young girls in Columbus, Ohio. And it's called Big Fat Tree.
Let's play it, Mr. Benny. Let's give people the full version of it if we could.
I was dreaming of a big fat tree. I was climbing, there was you and me. When we got to the top, what do you think we could see? It was a big fat tree.
We saw flowers, birds in the sky, children laughing to a lullaby. There was peace at last for you and me at the top of the big fat tree. I was dreaming of a big fat tree. I was climbing, there was you and me. When we got to the top, what do you think we could see? It was a big fat tree. We saw people in foreign lands. They were happy and holding hands. Saw rivers running to the sea from the top of the big fat tree. We had struggled, the climb was tough. You helped me when I had enough. So yes, together there was you and me. We had climbed the big fat
it make you smile? Countess, you smiling a little bit with that one right there?
Absolutely. Loving it.
Well, I want to tell everybody that you can tune in to find out more, listen more, tune in to this great hit show, Psychic World, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio. And get your fill of this amazing show. John G. Sutton, Countess Starella, thank you both for joining me here today. Benny, I think we've got a bunch of people waiting. John, Countess, how about we go to the phone?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take Marie calling in from Everett.
Marie.
Oh, good morning.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Oh, it's just been an animal week for some reason. And I wanted to talk to your guests about a cat named Misty. It was kind of belonged to my boyfriend, and the cat got lost on a trip with another person in the Midwest. And he's been heartbroken ever since, but the cat keeps coming back to him in a dream, and it really upsets him. So I'm wondering what kind of message Misty might have for him, or is Misty on the other side? And I want to help my boyfriend with this issue.
Okay. Let me tell you this, first of all. I feel that, as I spoke earlier about the telepathic communications, I believe that Misty is transmitting a message to your boyfriend telepathically through dreams. I do not feel that Misty has moved into the next dimension. There is no death, by the way. There is another dimension, as we will all discover, including the amazing James Randi, by the way. We'll discover. Yeah, I'm not being facetious. I'm just telling you. I've been there, and I know. Yeah, and it's the same with pets. But with this cat, I do not feel that Misty... Tell me, did Misty have something wrong with one of its eyes, something strange about one of its eyes?
I don't know, because it belonged to his former wife, and he was really concerned about the cat because she had taken it on a vacation, when they were divorced. And I think there was a lot of, upheaval in the family at that time, but he was very attached to the cat. So I'm not sure if this is a message of his attachment to, his family situation, or if Misty wants to give him a message of comfort or to just say it's okay. But the cat has never been found, and I don't know about the eye situation. It was an indoor cat the whole time.
You see, cats don't need to be found. Cats can't get lost. They are inhabitants of the world. They're absolutely very astute characters, are cats. So the cat will be fine. It will have found its own direction, and it is coming to your boyfriend in a dream. And also, I sense that if he looks back at this, the cat had a very favourite place where it would sit and just look at your boyfriend. But he will tell you when you ask him that he had a specific... One of its eyes was very different. It might have been a different colour.
It was. They call him a ragdoll cat, and it was really quite beautiful. I have seen a picture of it.
The cat is sending comfort messages, no question, Marie. The cat wants... What's your boyfriend's first name?
His name is George.
Yeah, the cat is trying to tell George that he doesn't need to worry, and that they will meet again in another world. But I think another family that desperately needed love adopted the cat.
I see. That's wonderful.
Well, just tell your boyfriend that his cat lives on.
The cat is not gone?
The cat's not gone. But when you and your boyfriend finally make the commitment that you are making, that you will be making, I feel that there will be another cat comes into his life. And you quite like cats yourself, don't you?
Yes, I'm just concerned about my dog, Emmy. I want her to like the cat, too, because it would be a family. We would be a family, 2 people and a cat and a dog. And I want Emmy to love the cat, too. But I was
we can arrange that. We will put that vibration out there so that it goes very smoothly.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. I think that will help us all the way around.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. This is really so very cool. Let's see. Mr. Benny, where do we want to go?
Well, Benny stepped out for one quick second, but it's Taylor right now. So let's kick it out to Jackie out in Fife, Washington. Question about love.
Hi, Jackie. Jackie? Taylor, what do we have Jackie there?
Yeah, Jackie, are you there still? No, it looks like Jackie stepped away for one.
Did we
Jackie
lose
went
Jackie?
to look for Misty.
Jackie went to look for...
Yeah, so...
Jackie...
Yeah,
okay.
it looks like we lost her. So
Okay,
we'll try and
who
get...
do we have next?
Phone lines are actually open, so why don't we give the number out one more time?
All right, 1-800-930-2819. 1-800-930-2819. Jackie, come on, dial us back, and we will get you on here. Let's talk for a little bit about what inspired you, John, to write the book Psychic Pets. Let's talk a little bit about that, if we could.
Okay. Well, it goes back about 20 years. I'm the feature editor of a newspaper in the UK called Psychic World, and I was receiving letters from people
Jackie,
all over the world, in fact, and they were telling me about their psychic pets. I sent the synopsis to my literary agent. She forwarded it to Bloomsbury, and the managing director of Bloomsbury was a guy called Barry Cunningham, said he was very interested, called me up, and I sat next to J.K. Rowling as he commissioned her to do Harry Potter, and he commissioned me to do Psychic Pets. She's now a billionaire, and I'm on your radio show, so who's the winner?
Oh, you're the winner. That's what I would say. Yeah. The whole thing about money is, I think it's overrated.
My accountant doesn't.
No, I know. Well, that's an interesting story, isn't it?
Fabulous. It was interesting for me because at the time, I mean, it was very difficult to get published by a company like Bloomsbury. In fact, when I was at Bloomsbury, Barry Cunningham said, "I want to show you something here, John." And he showed me this room. It was probably as big as my lounge, and it was full from floor to ceiling with manuscripts. He said, "These are what we get sent in." He said, and very, very few people get into this office. He said, "We publish probably 50 to 60 books a year." He said, "I'm commissioning you to do this, sign here."
Wow.
And it was an international bestseller. Scholastic published it. The Disney Corporation flew me to America, put me on TV, and Fox put me on in New York. All of a sudden, I was almost famous.
Almost famous. Countess, what do you think of that story?
I think it's beautiful, and you're famous now. You're big.
That's right.
This is it.
That's right.
The limit.
The sky is the limit. And your book is on Kindle as well, and it's called Paranormal Pets. Let's talk about that for a little bit. And then, Countess, I want to talk to you too about this idea of talking to animals. I mean, what you talk to animals. What is that even like? Now, I have to tell you, I think I've had a little experience with this. I used to talk to that goldfish. But I don't know that I heard anything back. Countess?
They love to hear our voices, and they try to communicate, and sometimes we have to be very centered to pick up what they're saying. But this has reminded me of one of my favorite encounters with a manatee. This huge creature swam by me because I'm out surfing almost every night, and it was so inspiring. My brother wrote a song about it. Shall I just give you one line?
Yes.
One or two lines?
Yes.
I woke up this morning, I couldn't go back to sleep, thinking about that friend of mine. He's humanity, hoping that he's safe today. All he wants to do is play. I woke up this morning, this is what he said to me, because this is what we thought we heard him say. I'm humanity, help make the water safe for me. Slow down the boats going out to sea. It's good for humanity. Isn't that cute? He said his name was Hugh.
A calypso fish.
His name was Hugh the manatee. Pretty cool. A serious confirmation of talking animals, just like Dr. Doolittle. It's like Dr. Doolittle.
Well, I want to talk about manifestation right on the show, right? Because what happens is I said, Jackie, call back. So what happens? We have 2 Jackies waiting. 2 different people. I love this. The power of the magical, the mystical, and the psychic. Why don't we go to the phones? Taylor, Benny, whoever's there, who should we talk to first?
Yeah, I'm back at the helm there, Pat. We're going to take the first Jackie. She's calling back from Fife.
Hi, Dr. Pat. I'm sorry you couldn't hear me. I don't know what was wrong.
I think you were doing like what Benny says to do all the time, and you put yourself on mute, because that's what Benny does tell you, and Taylor does tell everybody.
I could have accidentally, absolutely. Anyway, okay.
I want to introduce you to my friends here, my colleagues, John G. Sutton and the Countess Starella. What can we do for you today?
Well, for the first time in a long time, I really want to open myself up to see if I can find that special someone, a love relationship. And I was just wondering what they see. They see anything like that happening this year in my future. And by the way, I talk to my dog and my cats all the time, so that's just normal, not crazy. Not crazy cat lady, but
Jackie, can I just have a quick word with you here? Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
I do feel that you are ready to move forward, and I do feel that you're going to meet somebody who is a very spiritually inclined, creative individual, because you're very creative yourself. I know that you say you talk to pets. That's great, because they are communicating with you all the time in their silent way. But I do feel that you are a very creative individual, and that you are going to meet a very nice man. You rather like taller men, don't you, Jackie?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Because I feel that you're going to meet a man who is on the edge of 6 foot, maybe 6'1", because. This man is going to be quite an authoritative figure, who I believe has either been a teacher or a lecturer, and you're an intelligent lady yourself. Have you been thinking of writing a book, Jackie?
No, I journal all the time. I haven't really thought about a book.
But you've been keeping a journal, because I see you writing, you see.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, one way or another, you're going to put this all down, and I do feel that you've come through a very traumatic period in the immediate past due to relationships. But the next relationship is going to be the one that is sent from above, and you will find that you're given the power of love, and this gentleman will come to you. I hear a name, which I will give you, which I feel will mean something to you. The name is Mark.
Right.
Yeah? Now, if you write down the name of Mark, who is approximately 6'1", yeah, who either lectures or teaches, yeah, and he's very academic. But I feel that his subject is something like psychology or philosophy. So that's going to be right up your street. Countess, would you like a word here?
Jackie, you should be ferociously optimistic, because this is your year. You've made the space for this creature to find you. And you should say to yourself, I'm about to attract a very spectacular type, someone who sees the world the way I do. I feel nothing but good vibrations around this, and near future as well. Good luck, darling. It looks wonderful.
Oh, thank you. You know what? That's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Jackie, believe it. It's your time. It's your turn to win.
I love it.
Also, Jackie, watch out for a trip overseas, because you're going around about October.
Sounds like a plan. Quickly, though, we have to run now off to the other Jackie. We have Jackie calling in from Duval. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hi,
thank
Jackie.
you. Hello,
Hey, you're right
Dr.
up.
Pat. Yeah, you said, okay, Jackie called back, and I figured, well, I wasn't that Jackie, but that's a message. So I listened.
Good job. How can my friends help you today?
Okay, so I just, and of course, everything's divine timing. So I was frustrated because okay, long story short, I had rescued some horses that I made a commitment to several years ago that when I got in a position, I would rescue them. So that happened. Yay. I'm also doing energy work, and I'm a therapist, so I'm commuting to where my original practice is, but I'm wanting to expand. And so anyway, the long and short of it is what my vision is combining the rescue work of the animals, and then I've got some couple of dogs that I rescued because I'm on like a farm setting. So it's not only the companionship and the animal communication, but also protection. So long story short, I'm just frustrated because I feel like I'm getting so much energy into, helping the animals, and then that energy, there's only so much time, right? I'm concerned about it taking too much of my time because I'm still, and yay, I think the radio show is going to happen, so I'm excited about that. And I've got, other projects. So I guess I just want to hit from both of you about, is my path going to be able to integrate all of this, the animal communication, working with the humans to help them, and, speaking, my vision and helping those to be fired up with their visions, so to speak.
All right. Well, there you go, John. Countess.
Right. Well, just let me quickly have a word with you here, because I do feel that you are a very healing force, and whether or not you are deliberately doing this, but you are healing by the power of your will that is passing through you. Have you actually experienced that the animals that come into contact with you improve health-wise?
Yes, and I also have rescued ferrets, and they actually hang on longer than they're supposed to. So, and then when I do take the time to go into trance and do, communication, meditation, and healing work, then that's when really the power comes through. But therein lies my frustration, because I've, only got so much time. So I feel like the hard, cold reality of giving the animals their care is taking the time. But yes, when I do that, it's powerful.
It is powerful. Countess, what do you make of this?
Jackie, you have been truly honored with these gifts, and all you have to do is replace that word frustration with I am totally in control of this and able to prioritize for the maximum beautiful result, which is my destiny. I would just say to myself, if I'm wise about prioritizing, I can do all of these things and achieve my goals, because you have a wonderful mission on this planet, dear.
Oh, thank you, Countess. Oh, I feel that in my heart. That is so beautiful. Thank you. I think there's that is awesome, because I feel like, I was riding the wave and I was too much in the dense matter and not into the I am creation and moving with creating. So thank you, Countess. Thank you.
Hey, Jackie, I got a little message for you, too.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
I love it.
All right. So one of the things you said is it's all in divine timing. Okay, so let me just tell you my experience of divine timing, and we've got about a minute left here.
Okay.
If you really believe in divine timing, there is no such thing as time in the powers, whatever you call it, God, universe. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, absolutely.
So why don't you hold in your consciousness the holy instant? And that is that thing that has no time. It just appears. Okay? So if you're waiting for divine timing and all of that conversation, you might be waiting a couple of lifetimes.
All
I'm trying to say is change it to the miracle that we know to be true.
Yes.
All right? Good.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thank you. All of you. Blessings.
Blessings to you. Thank you. John, Countess, the hour has gone so quickly. Before we depart, I would love to have each of you give out your websites again. How can people schedule sessions with you? Please give them all of the above.
Right. John G. Sutton, you can Google me, look me up on Amazon, or plain straightforward, go to my website, psychicworld.net, or see me on aranan.com.
And you can find me at CountessStarella.com, and I'm most easily accessible at Aranum, where I come around 11 p.m. Eastern every night, and daytimes 4 or 5 days a week. You can find me there.
And I want to just tell everybody, if you have not heard of Aranum.com, I am going to spell that for you. Rock on with it. ORANUM.com. I have not seen anything like it. Amazing. The rock star of this energy. Thank you both for joining me here today. It's an honor and a pleasure. I can't wait till next time.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a short break, everyone. Guess what? The guest that was supposed to be on last week that Benny and I said probably was abducted is actually back. And we're going to be talking with Tom Carey about Inside the Real Area 51. All right, everyone, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with the Dr. Pat Show.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Psychic World, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, with John G. Sutton, featuring his special guest, Countess Starella. One of Britain's most respected psychic mediums, John is an internationally published author, poet, and professional clairvoyant. His best-selling books include Psychic Pets, featured with John on the Walt Disney Channel, Animal Planet. Currently, John is the feature editor of the monthly Psychic World, which is the UK's Journal of Spiritualism. He has over 30 years of experience working in the field of paranormal studies. Countess Starella has an incredible ability to visualize your future in a positive, passionate way. This show offers all listeners the chance to call in and speak directly to John or the amazing Countess Starella. You can ask your personal questions about love, career, money, relationships, or whatever is troubling you in this often difficult life. What dreams may come? Join John G. Sutton and Countess Starella to discover your answer. See www.psychicworld.net.
Hey, do you like free stuff? The Dr. Pat Show has an amazing giveaway program doing weekly giveaways on Facebook and Twitter. Go to facebook.com/The Dr. Pat Show and click the like button. Then go to twitter.com/The Dr. Pat Show and click the follow button. Then you can play along and enter to win some amazing prizes. Again, that's facebook.com/The Dr. Pat Show and twitter.com/The Dr. Pat Show. Are you ready to give your home a fresh look but don't want to do the work? Help is a phone call away. Kathy's Handy is a full-service general contracting company specializing in home improvement, remodeling, and repairs. Kathy's Handy are specialists in kitchens, baths, fireplace makeovers, and finish carpentry, and they partner with other amazing specialty subcontractors needed to complete any job. Friendly, energetic, and dependable with an impeccable reputation to get the job done while keeping you as comfortable as possible during the transformation of your home is the hallmark of Kathy's Handy. Call Kathy now for a free estimate. 206-715-8126. That's 206-715-8126. And visit kathyshandy.com for a complete view of possibilities for your home.
Listen to the Yo Andrew News Talk Show every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. More info where to listen? www.yoandrewnts.com/listen. Don't get your message lost in the mail. Email us with this address, yoandrew@yoandrewnts.com. How about tweet Yo Andrew at AndrewTweetGeo? Taking a picture